G'day to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. club. It's mid-morning, it's morning tea time, so I've just ducked out. So we'll go on a walk and talk. As you can see, it's a little bit overcast today. There's a gentle westerly breeze, southwesterly appears to be the breeze today. It's mild, it's not too cold. It's a lovely autumn day. I'd prefer if it was blue skied, but we can't have everything. So what we'll do is we'll go on a walk and talk and do a book summary. And today I've got another very interesting book summary to take you through. And the book summary is entitled Superattractor. Superattractor. And it's by an author named Gabrielle Bernstein. So what's this all about? The author here kicks off their book by making a very interesting and profound statement in that when you feel good, you give off a presence of joy that can elevate everyone around you. How awesome is that? What a concept. What an idea, and what a way to live one's life, to be the person who has the presence, the positive vibe to lift not only themselves but also those around them. So I guess the author also goes on to say that we really need to ask ourselves a very important question, and that question is this what I really want for myself? Look at your life, look at your social circle, look at your circumstances, look at your work, look at everything that you're currently doing and enjoying in your life. But ask yourself, is this what you really want? It's a powerful question, and it opens us up to some interesting internal dialogues and an opportunity to assess where we currently are and where we really want to be. So what else can we learn from this book? So the first structured point to come out of this wonderful text is that absolutely none of your thoughts are useless. Each one has either a positive or a negative energy that brings back to you something that is positive or negative. So what the author is saying here is that depending on what your thoughts are, depending on what your energies level is and what you're thinking and your behaviors, it's going to influence yourself and others around you. So if you're putting out positive vibes, then you'll get positive vibes coming back to you, and vice versa. If you're a grouchy old person or a grouchy young person and you're putting out negative vibes, then you're going to be generating negative vibes which will eventually make their way back to you as well. So the question that we need to ask ourselves as well is that what sort of vibes are we sending out? What sort of vibes are you sending out? Are they positive vibes or are they negative vibes? I remember when I was a kid growing up in the 60s, the term vibe was used extensively, and it's only now when I'm 60 years of age that I understand what a vibe is. And a vibe is a certain frequency of vibration in terms of an energy level. You know, do you send out vibes which are negative vibrations which drain the living daylights out of the people around you, your family, your friends, your work peers, or are you sending out positive vibes which are infectious in a positive sense and bring out the better of people. I guess the other point that we need to consider is that you can be too positive, just like you can be too negative. And either way can be draining on the people around you. So we need to temper the vibes that we put out so that we don't overwhelm in a positive or a negative way and drain the people around us. Don't know if you've ever noticed, but sometimes you can get drained by having somebody who's far too happy all the time around you. So the author then goes on to talk about the importance of recognizing our thought patterns and feelings that come with them, because your thought patterns generate feelings, and those feelings influence your body language, influence your facial expressions, influence the tone of voice that you're using, influence a lot of things about you, which in turn impact the way you interact with other people. They can sense it, they can feel it, they can see it, even though you haven't told them that you're feeling in a particular way. Those vibrations that you're putting out, that body language, the tonality of your voice, the expressions, all of these things are being picked up by other people's subconscious, and they're being processed, and they're saying there is a problem here, steer clear or stay away. So we can repel people, not even knowing that we're repelling them, because of our thought patterns. So we need to ask ourselves, what energy are these feelings emanating from me? Are they sending out a positive message, or are they sending out a negative message? And be aware that you are impacting your social circle and people around you. You know, have you ever been to a party where you just go there and you just feel the negative vibe? You just feel the tension. So the key is to try and stay positive as best you can, and to try and emanate positive vibes. So how do we get positive vibes? How do we get positive energy? If you want to have positive energy, begin by admitting that you want to feel good. That's a big point. Give yourself permission to feel good. Admit to yourself that you want to feel good and you deserve to feel good. A lot of people live their lives feeling as if they're unloved or they're not worthy of love. The first person you need to convince is yourself. So you need to hug yourself, you need to convince yourself, and you need to give yourself permission to be happy, to be joyous, to be positive. You know, don't give yourself permission to be bloody negative, to be a negative Nancy, to be a Debbie Downer, to be a procurer of fear, uncertainty and doubt, because what you're doing is you're creating toxicity. You're poisoning the environment, and you're poisoning each and every one of those around you. And before you know it, you've influenced them in a way, and they may not even realize it, but they've changed before your very eyes. So if you are searching for happiness for a reason, you may still be miserable, because you can lose that reason at any time. So we just basically need to learn to be happy, to be joyous, for no particular reason. Because as the author here is alluding to, if you want to have a reason, if you're searching for a reason to be happy, then your happiness will only be temporary as long as that reason exists. But if you attach your happiness to people, to material things, to holidays or whatever, then it's going to be temporary. You're better off having a permanent state of good and well-being and happiness that you can always bank on, and other people can bank on, and know that you're consistently a happy-go-lucky, nice person. Unconditionally. You don't need a reason to be happy. You're just wired that way, and you've given yourself permission to be that way. So just feel good for the sake of it is the basic message coming out of this book. Let me say it again. Feel good just for the bloody sake of it. You don't have to have a reason to feel good. You don't have to have a reason to feel happy. Just count your blessings and enjoy yourself. And another way of doing it, if you're struggling to find happiness and to be happy and to give yourself permission, think back to a time or an experience that made you happy. Dwell on it for a while and just, convince yourself of those feelings and relive that experience. There's nothing wrong with declaring how you want to feel and turning it into a mantra. Just like with me on my Jim's 5am Club, one of my mantras is, I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely bloody great. Declare to the world that you want to be happy, that you want to be joyous, you want to be wholesome, you want to enjoy yourself, and you want to be a source of joy. Because the bottom line from this author is that in order to make your dreams come true, we basically need to understand and embrace the power of appreciation and gratitude of where we currently are and what we've got. Because if you can't find happiness here and now with what you've got and where you are, the sad reality for you is that you're never ever going to be happy, because you're never ever going to find the place that you're looking for. That rainbow, that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is never going to materialize. You've got to learn to be happy now. You've got to learn to appreciate now. You've got to learn to have gratitude for whatever's happening in your life right now. You've got to live right now in the present. Because life is constantly bombarding you and me with reasons to be negative, with reasons to be sad, with reasons to be anxious, reasons to be depressed. That's life's job, to bombard us continuously with reasons to be negative and sad, and to lower our positive frequency. But the big lesson for each and every one of us is that we have control over the frequency knob in our lives. We control the frequency. We control the how much we can amplify it and what sort level of noise and level of vibration that we put out. It's up to us. It's not up to anybody else. It's not up to anything else. We have the fingers on the controls. We just need to turn the button in the direction that we want it to go. And we also need to recognize each other's strengths, because by recognizing each other's strengths, we're lifting us both higher. And the other thing that we must never forget is that we can also learn from negative behaviors and negative experiences. Never think that anything that happens in our lives which is negative is a waste of time. A negative thought or a negative sensation or a negative emotion, they all work for us if you want them to work for you. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I really appreciate you joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club today. I wasn't expecting much from this book summary, to tell you the truth, but given the location that we're in, given the energy level that I feel this morning, given it's a Monday, I think that I've done a pretty good job delivering this episode of Jim's 5am Club, which is on Superattractors and how we can learn how to elevate our vibe, to put out a positive vibe which will influence and energize and infect not only us but all of those around us, regardless of how big the group is. One good person with the right vibe can change the whole atmosphere. Just like one bad person with a bad vibe can change the whole event as well. So try and be the one who is adding value through positivity and positive vibe, as opposed to being the one who's the Debbie Downer, the fear, uncertainty and doubt procurer, and the one who creates negativity and toxicity wherever he or she may go. So to my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable, and most importantly, keep those vibes happening loud and clear, and make the most of your interactions with life and with all those people around you. Take care, and I'll come back to you again at lunchtime with another book summary. Don't know where I'll be or what I'll be talking about, but that's the beauty of Jim's 5 a.m. Club. It just happens, and we just do it in the moment and make the most of that moment, because this moment will never ever come back. Yasas, Filakya, enjoy the rest of your morning, and bye for now.